Here we have the current stock market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have the 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, share prices have fallen into some very important price zones. So in this video, we will be outlining those price zones, explaining why they're important, so that hopefully traders can develop some profitable strategies for this stock going forward. So if we sort of move in here a bit on the hourly time frame, we can see that share prices have now sort of retested this 114.87 support zone that we have been watching for this stock now for quite some time. This is going to be a very critical level of support because, as we can see here, this is the region of support that ultimately drove prices higher into the price level at 127.66, which essentially is what broke the longer-term downtrend line for this stock. Now, this is the downtrend line that has been in place ever since the all-time highs were posted at 140.76 on June 20th. So this is a very significant price break here in terms of the trend analysis here. And recently what we've seen, here has been a share price movement that has been falling lower. This has not been really what would be expected for, that type of price breakout. In most cases, you would expect to see some upward price movement, some bullish momentum that tends to be generated in the positive direction as the paradigm shifts and as share prices start to move higher. However, that has not been the case here, and this is sort of leading to the possibility that this may have been a false breakout to the top side. We really haven't been able to make that determination yet, but what I've been saying in prior videos is that if we do see a break below this recent support zone at 114.87, we do have to then start to view this 127.66 area as a potential false breakout. Once you start to see share price movements to the top side, breaking resistance levels, and then quickly reversing in the downward direction, you have to start to make the assumption that these price movements were not valid and something else was really going on here, because that is not the type of activity that should be resulting in share price breaks of support to the downside. So these recent movements lower have been very significant. We have fallen below the entire exponential moving average cluster. This is sending share prices below all four of the major exponential moving averages. And now, so if we do see 114.87 break as well, that's just another piece in the puzzle that is starting to suggest that this was actually a false breakout at 127.66. So these are significant here, and these are significant price movements. At that point, the question becomes, how far can prices move to the downside if that break does occur? Because we're not quite there yet. We can't actually assume that the share price break will occur before it does occur. What we have to do is look at the market and then make reactions to the share price changes that do actually unfold. So if we take a quick look at the indicator reading here, we can sort of make some assessments about how far share prices might fall in the event that we do see a clear break below that 114.87 level. Specifically, what I would be pointing to here is the longer term trend direction here, trend momentum direction, which does suggest that bearishness or bearish momentum is currently governing this stock. So that shouldn't be really surprising, seeing that we are seeing this downside price movement following that trend line failure, and then the fact that the stock price currently is threatening support levels at 114.87. So it shouldn't really be surprising here to see that negative momentum is sort of governing the stock or influencing the stock in the strongest manner. However, with that said, we do need to understand also that there is some near-term positive momentum that is starting to develop. So it's not completely out of the realm of what's reasonable here if we were to suggest that share prices could actually bounce out of this roughly 115 area. There is some positive momentum here that is starting to develop. So as long as this trend line here remains intact, there is scope here for that 115 area area, roughly 114.87, to remain intact and to continue sending share prices higher. If that were to occur, the possibility then that we will see a larger uptrend break here, uptrend price movement that does ultimately break through this downtrend line here. That does then become more possible because what we're looking at that point will be a lower trend line price movement. I mean, this does continue to move lower. So with that, when that happens, it becomes easier to break from below. So the share price itself really doesn't need to move as high, and we really wouldn't even need to move back into that 127 resistance in order to actually break through this downtrend line. So there are a few different factors at work here that will need to be watched. Because there's some conflicting signals here in the indicator reading, which do suggest that there is a possibility here that share prices will actually be able to bounce out of this 115 area. So that's not to say that it will happen, and if we do see share prices break below there, that would be a negative event. So the question then becomes, where will prices move in the downside direction if we do actually see this break of 114.87? Well, the first price level that I would be watching comes in right around 111.30. That would be the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement zone of the prior ascending price move, this bullish price move from roughly 195 to 127.66. So currently that rests at just around 111.30. If we did see a break below there, that would be a much more bearish event then, because there really isn't much holding up share prices at that point from a retest of that $100.95 support zone that was generated during the this would have been the beginning of September. So, overall here, we do have two support zones here that are fairly important. If we're not able to see a bounce here, we could be in store here for a more prolonged price movement to the downside. So there are some warning signals here on this chart. It's not completely negative. There are some positive signals here, but if we don't start to see a bounce here relatively soon, we could be in for some more prolonged losses for this stock. So here's the current stock market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.